In a beautiful kingdom surrounded by enchanted forests, there lived a young princess named Elara. Though she had everything a princess could wish for, her heart longed for something more. Every night, she stood by her window, wondering what secrets waited beyond the castle walls. One moonlit night, Elara secretly wandered into the royal garden. Near an old enchanted pond, she heard a strange voice calling her name. She followed the sound and stopped in surprise. Sitting among the reeds was a tiny emerald green frog, wearing a little golden crown. Elara was about to turn away when the frog spoke. His voice was calm, deep, and strangely familiar. She stared at him in disbelief. Never in her life had she heard a frog speak. Yet somehow, she felt that this mysterious creature had been waiting for her. The frog revealed a secret that sounded impossible. He had once been a prince, cursed by an ancient enchantment and trapped in this form. Elara wanted to believe him, but one question remained. Why had this mysterious curse brought him to her? Then the frog noticed something strange around Elara's neck. Hidden beside her blue gemstone was a tiny golden key. Elara had carried it since childhood without ever knowing its purpose. But when the frog saw it, his expression changed. Somehow, he knew exactly what that little key could unlock. Before sunrise, Elara quietly followed the frog beyond the royal garden. Together, they entered the ancient forest surrounding the kingdom. Every step carried them deeper into the unknown. Elara didn't know what they would find, but the golden key in her hand seemed to pull her toward a secret waiting to be discovered. Deep inside the forest, they found something neither of them expected. Hidden among the ancient trees stood a massive stone doorway, sealed for centuries. Elara raised the golden key, and its surface began to glow. The frogs stared at the door in silence. Whatever lay beyond it had been waiting for them. Elara carefully placed the key into the ancient lock. At once, golden light raced across the stone carvings. One symbol caught her attention. It looked exactly like the blue gemstone she had worn since childhood. The frog finally understood. The magic wasn't responding to the key alone. It was responding to Elara. The stone door slowly opened, revealing a hidden chamber beneath the forest. Inside stood the remains of an ancient royal sanctuary. At its center rested a mysterious crystal glowing with golden light. Elara felt an unexpected connection to the forgotten place, while the frog looked at it with an expression she had never seen before. Then Elara noticed an ancient royal seal carved into the pedestal. Her heart stopped. It was the same symbol found on her mysterious pendant. When she touched it, the crystal suddenly glowed brighter. Elara looked at the frog, realizing that her own past might be connected to the curse after all. The crystal suddenly awakened, filling the chamber with a ghostly vision. Elara saw a forgotten castle, a glowing blue jewel, and a shadowy figure standing beside a window. She couldn't explain why, but the scene felt strangely familiar. The frog watched silently, as though the crystal had just revealed something he had feared. The vision vanished as quickly as it had appeared. The frog warned Elara that the chamber was dangerous and begged her to leave. But Elara refused. She had spent her entire life wondering where she truly belonged. Now that she had found a clue, she wasn't willing to turn away. Elara lifted her blue pendant toward the crystal, and something extraordinary happened. Golden lines of magic spread across the ancient floor, connecting the pendant to the royal seal. The frog stared in disbelief. Whatever power had created the curse was connected to Elara herself. Elara asked the frog to tell her the truth. He hesitated. His golden eyes filled with sorrow. He knew something about her past, something he had promised never to reveal. But when Elara knelt beside him and offered her trust, the frog realized that hiding the truth might be more dangerous than telling it. At last, The frog spoke a name he had carried in his memory for years, Elara. He remembered hearing it in a distant kingdom, long before she knew anything about her own past. Elara touched her pendant in disbelief. For the first time, she wondered if she had ever truly known who she was. Beneath the ancient pedestal, they discovered something even more surprising, a hidden stone map. It showed a secret path through the forest, leading to a forgotten castle. At the end of the path was the same royal symbol found on Elara's pendant. Without hesitation, she knew they had to follow it. Following the ancient map, Elara and the frog entered a forbidden part of the forest. The trees grew taller, the path grew darker, and the air felt strangely still. Then, through the mist, Elara spotted something on the horizon, a forgotten castle tower rising above the trees. The castle was far more beautiful than Elara had imagined. Even beneath centuries of decay, broken towers and silver royal symbols covered its walls. Yet the moment she saw it, an unfamiliar feeling touched her heart. Somehow, this forgotten place felt less like a discovery and more like a memory. At the castle gate, Elara found the same royal symbol from her pendant. Her hands trembled as she lifted the golden key toward a hidden lock. The frog watched silently. If the key opened this gate, Elara feared she might finally discover the truth about her forgotten past. The key turned, and the ancient gate awakened. Golden light raced across the royal emblem as the massive doors opened. Beyond them waited a forgotten courtyard, silent and overgrown. Elara stepped forward slowly, unaware that the castle held secrets connected to both her past and the frog's curse. Inside the ruined hall, Elara discovered an ancient royal portrait. The woman in it wore the same blue pendant she carried. Her face looked strangely familiar. Elara stepped closer, suddenly wondering if this forgotten castle had once been her home. When Elara touched the portrait, both gemstones began to glow. The frog immediately recognized the woman inside the painting. Elara turned toward him, her expression changing from curiosity to suspicion. She knew now that the frog had been hiding something important from her. Beneath the portrait, Elara found a faded silver plaque. One name remained clear, her own. Her breath caught in her throat. This wasn't simply an old castle. Somehow, her name had been waiting here long before she ever knew this place existed. The frog finally told her what he knew. Elara had been taken from this kingdom as a child when an ancient curse threatened her family. Her pendant was meant to preserve her connection to the royal bloodline. Elara suddenly realized her entire life had been built on a hidden secret. The frog led Elara to an ancient mural hidden inside the castle. It showed a terrible curse spreading through the kingdom. At its center was her royal symbol. Elara realized the curse had begun here, and her family had been at its heart. Beneath the mural, Elara discovered an ancient spellbook. Its pages showed a royal crown, her blue symbol, and a frog surrounded by dark magic. The frog went silent. Elara knew they had finally found the spell that had trapped him. The ancient spell offered one final clue. A blue royal gemstone had to meet a drop of enchanted water. Elara immediately remembered the pond where she first met the frog. Hope returned, but so did a dangerous question. That evening, Elara returned to the enchanted pond with the frog. Under the full moon, the water became strangely still. Then a tiny golden glow appeared beneath its surface. Elara and the frog stared in silence, wondering if they had found the missing ingredient. Elara reached toward the glowing water. Suddenly, a single golden droplet rose from the pond and hovered above her palm. Her pendant began to shine. The frog stared in amazement. The enchanted water had chosen Elara. But before Elara could use the golden drop, the pond changed. A dark vision of the castle appeared beneath the water. The frog froze. the curse was still alive, and something inside the castle was fighting to keep it that way. The vision vanished, but the danger remained. Dark mist rose from the pond as the water began to churn. Elara closed her hand around the golden drop. The frog moved beside her. Whatever was coming, they would face it together. From the mist rose an ancient guardian made of water and light. It did not attack. Instead, it watched Elara in silence, as if judging her heart. The frog whispered that the guardian would never allow the golden drop to be used by the unworthy. Elara stepped toward the guardian without fear. Holding the golden drop, she showed no anger or greed. The guardian watched her carefully. Slowly, its dark glow softened, as though Elara had passed the first test. The guardian suddenly dissolved into golden light. From the pond rose a tiny crystal sphere containing enchanted water. It floated directly into Elara's hands. The frogs stared in wonder. They finally possessed the missing ingredient needed to break the ancient curse. With the enchanted water secured, Elara and the frog rushed back toward the castle. But the forest suddenly felt different. Shadows moved between the trees behind them. Elara held the crystal tightly, knowing they couldn't afford to stop. When they returned to the castle, something had changed. Behind the ancient portrait stood a massive stone door that hadn't been there before. Elara's crystal began to glow brighter. Whatever waited beyond that door was clearly connected to the curse. Elara raised the crystal toward the royal seal. Instantly, golden symbols spread across the ancient door. The frog stared in disbelief. The castle wasn't responding to the crystal alone. It was responding to Elara. The ancient door finally opened. Beyond it lay a hidden royal chamber, untouched by time. At its center stood an empty throne beneath glowing blue lights. Elara stared at it, feeling an inexplicable pull, as if the castle had been waiting for her return. Elara stepped toward the forgotten throne. Her pendant suddenly blazed with blue light, and ancient symbols appeared beneath her feet. The frog watched in silence. Whatever this throne remembered about Elara was finally beginning to awaken. Above the throne, a forgotten memory appeared. A young princess receiving a royal crown. Her face remained hidden, but the vision turned toward Elara. The frog lowered his eyes. He already knew what the memory meant. Elara finally confronted him. The frog lowered his head and admitted he had known her true identity from the beginning. He had stayed silent because revealing the truth too soon could have awakened the curse again. The frog told her the curse began with a powerful sorcerer who wanted the royal blue gemstone. The kingdom fell, and the frog was transformed. Elara touched her pendant, realizing she had been carrying the sorcerer's target all along. Suddenly, a dark symbol appeared beneath Elara's pendant. The frog recognized it immediately. The sorcerer's mark had awakened, because she had returned. But when the crystal began glowing, Elara realized the curse might finally have a weakness. The crystal reacted to the mark and revealed a hidden staircase beneath the castle. Elara and the frog stared into the darkness below. Ancient symbols began glowing along the walls. Somewhere beneath them, a mysterious golden light was waiting. At the bottom, they discovered a hidden chamber. A massive stone basin held golden blue enchanted water. The frog recognized it immediately. This was where the original curse had been sealed, and perhaps where it could finally be destroyed. Elara opened the crystal sphere and released the enchanted water into the basin. Golden symbols awakened around them. The frog watched anxiously as the ritual began, but neither of them knew whether the ancient magic would free him or make the curse even stronger. Suddenly, the ritual turned violent. Dark energy erupted from the basin, fighting against the golden magic. Ilara refused to let go of the crystal. The frog moved beside her. The curse was desperately trying to survive. Ilara raised her pendant, and its light connected with the crystal. Beneath the basin, a glowing blue symbol appeared, a royal heart of magic. The frogs stared in disbelief. They had finally discovered the true source of the curse. The magical heart revealed two choices. One path could free the frog, but destroy the ancient magic protecting the kingdom. The other would preserve the magic, but leave the curse untouched. Ilara knew she had to choose. Ilara chose the golden path. She would sacrifice the kingdom's ancient protection to save the frog. As she stepped forward, her pendant erupted with light. For the first time, the curse began to break. Golden light flooded the chamber. The dark curse began breaking apart, dissolving into smoke around the frog. Ilara reached toward him as the ancient symbols awakened. After years of darkness, the curse was finally losing its power. The golden magic suddenly surrounded the frog. His body began changing beneath the swirling light, becoming human once again. Ilara watched in disbelief as the ancient curse finally released the man hidden inside the enchanted creature. The golden light faded and the frog was gone. In his place stood a young prince, finally free. He looked at Ilara with familiar emerald eyes. She knew instantly. This was the same gentle soul who had trusted her from the beginning. The prince finally revealed the truth. The sorcerer had cursed him because he refused to surrender the kingdom's ancient gemstone. Ilara touched her pendant, realizing it was the final piece of magic the sorcerer had never found. Then the castle began to awaken. Golden magic rushed through its ancient walls, illuminating windows that had been dark for generations. Ilara and the prince watched in wonder. The kingdom was finally beginning to breathe again. At sunrise, the kingdom looked completely different. The dark forest was green again. The castle banners moved in the morning breeze, and sunlight filled the valley. After years of darkness, a new beginning had finally arrived. By morning, the first villagers returned. They had survived the curse by hiding far from the kingdom. Now they came home, seeing their princess and a restored prince waiting at the castle gates. As the kingdom awakened, forgotten fountains began flowing and flowers bloomed again. Even the ancient royal crest came alive. Ilara realized the kingdom wasn't simply restored. The magic had remembered its rightful home. That evening, Ilara and the prince stood above the kingdom they had saved. He offered his hand, and she took it. They made no grand promises, only one simple vow. They would rebuild the kingdom together. And so, the kingdom found its light again. Ilara and her prince rebuilt their home together, never forgetting the strange little frog who had changed their destiny. Some curses end with magic, but the greatest stories begin with love.